Hello everybody. Now, some people want to know how to make megadrive repos. Well, you're going to need a few things. The most expensive part out of it all, if you want to start this project, like it's sort of like a hobby to me. Only took me roughly about, I'd say about a couple of days to figure out everything. How to actually make a Mega Drive cartridge. It's probably one of the most easiest out of the lot. Once you find the right PCB to make them, I've found one here. I actually found it on Osh Park. It's this one here. So I'll turn the light on. There we go. Put some light on the subject. This repo here. This won't fit into a cartridge because it's one of my prototypes. I've got about 10 of them in here. 10 chips. There's an original. It was taken out of the sport game. It wasn't working. But yeah. Got Streets of Rage in that one. Yeah, there's the back of it. They're very basic, like Sega. Yeah, Sega, very basic, no protection on it. Just yeah, 2 capacitors, maybe a small one there. It's just an added one microfarad. But yeah, very basic. Just PCB, 2 capacitors, and an eprom. And you got different sorts of eproms as well. You got your 4 meg. 8 meg, 16, and also 32 meg. Ones what hold 4 megabyte of actual data. And this one here on the back, it's got little right there. You can glob over, depending on what EPROM you got. You glob that over. If you've got the 32 meg, what's that? 42 pin EPROM. What's 32 meg? You just put a little globby there of solder, and that locks it in. That's now suited for that particular one. And then for the 4, 8, and 16 meg, you put a globby over the other side here, and that'll suit those 3. And it depends on what size game you want. To do a 512, it's best to get a 512 EPROM. After that, it doesn't really matter. You can go for a 32 megabyte EPROM as well. It doesn't really matter. It's got 8 banks. They're about as cheap as the rest of them. You can get like 10 of them for about $12, as much as you can get 10 of the 8 meg one or the 16, and they're just the same price. You might as well just go out and get the biggest one you can get, and then it's a bit of a waste point because you're only using either 2 banks of it for a 1 meg, or 4 for 2, or yeah. But you can virtually put any game you want on it. Yeah. The only problem with the cartridges with a Mega Drive is a bit of a bugger. You've got to actually hard wire it straight onto the board to put it into a cartridge. That kind of sucks a bit, you know. This is one that's hard wired. I damaged this EPROM. One of the little legs was starting to break, so I went, stuff it. So I just mounted it straight on. Well, that'll be like that forever now. And it's also best to go for, if you're going to get a PCB, get the gold, what's it called? Some word for it. I'll actually spot that a bit later when I show you. You can get a gold coating. This is leaded coating on it, over it. It's not a very good thing. Like, it won't last forever. Eventually, it'll start to cut into the PCB, and then in the bin it goes. But yeah, no, it's a not bad little project. But getting the initial EPROM writer, like this one, it's awesome. This eprom writer is brilliant. I'll just get the name of it. It's the TL 8 TL866. It's 2 plus. That's the best. It's the latest one. Cost me about $60 on eBay. Brilliant. Comes with a lot of little goodies. So that's $60. Then you can't actually run. Let's get an eprom out. These 42 pin eproms, even a 20 pin. These 16-bit bloody eproms, they don't actually fit on your writer. So you got to fork out another $50, sometimes 40. I think I paid about 40 odd. Got this from a guy in New Zealand. This fits straight on it, straight on your ROM writer, and it's got about 8 banks. It's a dual switcher. Like that's for your 3, your 27C400 right up to 160, and you switch it down for your 32 meg 27C322. And what that is, it's 8 banks of information. You've got to actually flash 512 of whatever ROM you're doing. And you got to, like, one bank, then turn this. Bank number 2, bank number 3, then bank number 4. And that's your 2 meg there. Your 2 meg game in there. But yeah, you need one of these. And if you stuff them up, you virtually, yeah, I've left them in the sun for weeks. I've even put this light under it. This one right here, this bright shit. If I can get it into view. There, that one bright shit under it. Don't fucking work, mate. You need this. This is about $30 odd. 10 minutes. You set that dial there, that one. 10 minutes, boom, it's wiped your eproms. It is a pain in the ass. If you haven't got one of them, holy shit, you'll be ripping your hair out, and the sunlight don't do shit. I had it out there raining and all sorts on them. It don't work. Now, converting to getting, like, knowing this is one thing, but you got to get a set of tools as well, like software. Turn this off. You need software to actually make your ROM so you can burn them straight onto your eprom. And what I do, I'll just load it up. Go to my E drive. It's a mess. I'm a messy sort of guy. Got stuff everywhere. Megadrive. Oh, I'm looking in the wrong part. It's Master System. I don't even do Master System stuff. Okay, let's get a game. You can use anything. Bin files or MD files. They're all the same. It's just it's got a different pretension on the end of it. All you got to do, if you get an MD file, you just name it to bin.bin, and it's, I'll give you, let's have a look, games, let's see if I've got some MDs in here. Dangerous, Older Beast, no, they're not, they're like, new folder, bins, so I've got all my bin files in here, but then if it's got MD on the end, like here, is MD, just change it to bin.bin, done. It's all the same shit, it's just worded differently. Yeah, you got one there. What I can't do is about 4 megabyte down. I could do them, make them. 10 meg, I can't do it like shit. You need probably about 3 banks or something. I haven't got a cartridge to suit those ones. So it's about 3 games there. You'll never get on a cartridge, but every single one you can. let's have a look. That's Sonic and Knuckles, Tough Man Contest. Let's go Toy Story. Alright, I'll grab that one, copy, and I'll drag it over to my, so I've got a special little folder. I'll have files in my description as well, in my group, where you can actually get them, use them to work on. Let's create a new one, new folder. Okay, new folder 4. Dump it in there. I need a couple of programs. I've got my swap Edians. Now you need that. See, with certain burner programs, you can swap it. Swap your Endian. So what I'll do is put the Endian execution there. And what? Because I'll give you an example. I'll run this in an emulator. It'll run like that. Bang. But if you burn that to an actual ROM, it won't work. So what you got to do is grab it, pop it in, bang. That'll change the Endian. So if you run it now, it doesn't work. The emulator goes, what the hell am I bloody looking at? Because it's in a language where it can be burnt. So now what you do, because that's too big. That's 4 megabyte of information. You can't burn it straight to a chip. It's actually got to be broken up, because these banks only hold 512 of data. So what you need to do, I've got it here. I'll use a program called JSplit. Now JSplit splits them. Now it's ready to go, like it's been changed to be burnt, but now I need to split it. So now I'm using a program called JSplit. You grab it, go straight to your folder, number 4, there it is, like that, and you want to change here 512 512. Okay, so that's good to go, and then you just start, bang, and it will split every file. Okay, exit out of that. See, now they're all split into each banks, and you can get rid of, you can either put it back, you just grab it and stick it back, and then hit it again, it will run as an emulator. Yeah, or you can just delete that file. Done. There's all your files ready for burning. And then all you do is you pop your little there we go. Set it all up. Doing this all one-handed. So I'm setting up that. You put your plug in. So that's all down. Switch up depending on, make sure that's set to bank 0. That here. And you load up your program. Shit, must have refreshed it. There it is. That's the program that comes with this, as GX Pro. You set your to AM27C 4096 40 pin dip. That suits every chip. You just set it, that's it. Don't have to worry about it, it's done. And then you just make